Okay, so for tonight's homework, we're going to be talking about types of topic sentences, so kind of moving through the components or the three components of a paragraph step by step. By the end of tonight's homework, we're going to be discussing several different types of mastery level sentences and then two different types of expert topic sentences. So what I'm looking for to get a B and an A, basically, because as all of you know, I want all of you to do well. I want all of you to succeed. I want all of you to try for expert or to get that A, but it is going to take a bit of practice. So let's go ahead and get started. In last night's homework, you wrote down the definition of topic sentences, which is basically the introduction to a paragraph, and it generally contains no details. So that's really important for us to remember in our little brains. We're going to look at three different types of mastery topic sentences: the simple declarative sentence, the number sentence, and the question sentence. And then two examples of expert topic sentences are situation stance and three-point topic sentence. I would have to say my favorite style of sentences are probably the three-point topic sentence and the number statement. I think those are two pretty high quality pieces, and then maybe also situation stance. So those are my top three. And it's always good to remember what your teachers look for and what they like, and to try and write for them. Like there is one teacher that I think of specifically that hates when you start essays and paragraphs and short answer essays and that sort of thing with a question sentence. So just be keeping that in mind and get to know your teachers and what they're looking for. You're going to practice all of these types of sentences in tonight's homework. And please remember to write your notes whenever you see the pencil. And if you're using the guided notes, you're going to have a word bank to help you start the number statements and some starter words if you can't figure out how to get going in the practice section. If you aren't using the guided notes, you can find the word bank on my website and the page for this unit. And then I'll probably also list it in the links section on the Sophia tutorial and maybe even in Edmodo. So lots of places to get that resource if you need it. All right, so the first sentence we're going to talk about is the simple declarative. This is something that just states the topic. So the three topics we're going to talk about is dogs, moms, and Thanksgiving. And I'm just going to show you different variations on how we can use the exact same topic, but in different ways. So you could simply say dogs make the best pets, my mom is my favorite person, Thanksgiving is an important holiday in our country. All of these are stating the topic, and that's it. It's pretty nitty-gritty, down to the details, nothing really fun and exciting or expressive, but it gets the job done. All right, so let's practice the power of the pause button. Pause the video and do the following activity. Write a simple declarative sentence on the following prompt. What is the most nerve-wracking thing about the first day of school? Now remember, a simple declarative just states what the topic is. The nerve-wracking things about the first day of school, that sort of thing. All right, once you're done, come back to me and we'll continue on. The next type of sentence we're going to talk about is the number statement. Remember, this is the one where I said you would have a word bank if you needed it. And this is very similar to the first sentence we looked at, but it uses a number word to elevate the sentence just a little bit more. So instead of just saying dogs make the best pets, you would say something like dogs make the best pets for several reasons. Or instead of just saying my mom is my favorite person, you say my mom is my favorite person because of three special traits. So you notice you're just elevating it just a little bit, adding in a few more words, expanding on the sentence a bit, and just making it a little bit better. Again, let's go ahead and practice this one. Don't forget in your guided notes that you have a word bank for these specific words. Pause the video and write on the following prompt. What are some of the most boring things about the first day of school? Now, keep in mind, I'm not asking you to write a whole paragraph. I'm just asking you to write an example topic sentence. So come back to me when you're done and we can move on. One thing I did want to mention too was beware of the deadly duo. There are and here are. So why don't you take a look at the sentence you just wrote. Did you use these two examples at the beginning of that sentence? And I'm going to ask you to erase them and try it again. So example here, there are 3 great places to camp in the summer in Oregon. Let's not do that. Instead, figure a way to write that sentence without using there are. Campers have 3 great summertime campsites to choose from in Oregon. That's the way I want it to look. So if you decide to use this and you see that you're using there are, here are, please make sure that in your revision process you go back and fix that. Try to remember to use who, how, what, where, when instead of there are and here are. Okay? All right, the next one we're going to talk about is the question statement. So this is going to be asking a question that you're going to answer later in your paragraph. Couple of key points to remember. The question must have a more complex answer than yes or no. If you can answer yes or no, then the question isn't good enough and you need to restart. And then also, like I said earlier, there are some teachers that absolutely hate questions as a topic sentence, so really use these sparingly. In fact, some would argue, why are you even teaching this to us, Mrs. Carter? Well, I don't know, it's just a part of the program, I guess. Some people are okay with it. And I know in the past, as you've been going through your educational career, other teachers have told you it's cool to use a question statement. So some of you still do use these. So we just need to be careful of it and not use it all the time. So examples, why do dogs make great pets? Could I answer yes or no to that? No, I'm going to have to come up with some reasons. So that's what I'm asking you to think about with that first tip or highlight. Why is my mom my favorite person? Can you answer yes or no to that one? Nope, sure can't. How do Americans celebrate Thanksgiving? So again, you're going to have to come up with some more answers or, bigger answers than just yes or no on that. Okay, so question statement practice. Again, pause and do the following activity. Write a question sentence on the following prompt. What makes summer fun? But again, remember, the question has to have a more complex answer than just yes or no. All right, so we've got two different types of expert sentences that we're going to talk about. This is the first one. It's called situation stance. So these sentences have two parts. Part one broadly introduces the topic, very similar to the very first sentence that we practiced tonight. It gives a general hint of what's coming. It can't stand alone, so it's a dependent clause. We're building a complex sentence here, so this is not a complete thought. The second part clearly states your viewpoint on the topic, so it narrows it down. And again, this actually can stand alone. So this is an independent clause. So here is an example. Even though I like all holidays, the 4th of July is my favorite. So even though I like all holidays is the first part where you're introducing the topic. The topic is holidays. The last part, the 4th of July is my favorite, that could be a complete sentence. But you're narrowing down the topic, so you're not going to talk about just all holidays in general. You're going to talk about your favorite, which is 4th of July. Okay? Although teaching is a challenging profession, it is still very rewarding. So this one's kind of been flip-flopped on you. So things that are rewarding is kind of the topic, and teaching being the thing that I find rewarding. Okay, number 3, because most people carry cell phones, it is important that they learn basic cell phone etiquette. All right, activity here, the first one, is to use 2 different colored pens or markers on your iPad. I probably should have changed this up a little bit from last year, and I guess I forgot. But what you're going to do is on your iPad, for these sentences that I just gave you, go ahead and use the highlighter function or the highlighter tool and highlight or underline the 2 different parts, the stance and the situation. And also put a circle or an arrow pointing to the comma that was used here. So just that you can figure out the different parts that are involved in this sentence. And then we'll go over these in the smartboard tomorrow. So 2 different highlighters or pens or colors from your iPad, and label the 2 different parts, the stance and the situation, and then put a circle around or an arrow pointing to the comma. Okay, moving on. The 3-point topic sentence, like I said, it's one of my more favorite ones, but it is a lot more complicated. And it has 3 main parts that you need to make sure that you do. First step, state the topic. Second one, state your viewpoint. This is very similar to the sentences we just looked at, but it takes it one step further in that it's asking you to also list your main ideas as you're going to be talking about them in the paragraph. So some teachers used to refer to this as the comma, comma, and part of the sentence. So you're stating your topic, you're stating your viewpoint, and then you're going to list your main ideas. Your 2 or 3 main ideas. So I've got one example here for you to see. And again, you can write down any of these examples if you think it's going to help you. Most of the time, I just want you to write down the steps so that you know the different types of sentences that you can do. All right, so example. Most people really look forward to summer vacation. Personally, after a few weeks, I get really bored. I can't see my friends every day. I like to be mentally challenged. And really, there's only so much daytime TV a person can watch. So the topic is summer vacation. And then I'm narrowing my viewpoint by saying that I get really bored. And then I'm listing all of the things that make me bored, I guess, or what I'm going to be talking about in the paragraph. The fact that I like to see my friends every day like I do at school. I like to be mentally challenged, and I hate daytime TV. So I'm going to talk about them in that order. So I hit all three of the things that it's asking you to do. Okay. So this is the last one for today. Your turn. I want you to write a 3-point topic sentence on the following prompt. Is technology in the classroom a good idea? Why or why not? I don't care what you think. You're not going to hurt my feelings either way. But I want you to try and do the 3-point topic sentence where you're stating the main idea. The main idea is technology in the classroom. You're going to state your viewpoint. Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? And then finally, you're going to list 2 to 3 main ideas that you would talk about if you were writing the whole paragraph that support your good idea, bad idea. idea. Okay. Okay, when you're done, come back to me. Alright, so now you're done with tonight's video and notes, but please remember to go back to Sophia and do the digital whisk and press submit when you are finished. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.